Welcome to the Epic Outdoor Sportsman's Kiss to Cook. Tonight we're going to be making a recipe called Mom's Pot Cake. It's a quick and simple and easy recipe with just a few ingredients. It doesn't take long at all to make. And I'm not sure why she called it a pot cake, other than the fact that she put all the ingredients together and threw in a pot and fix it for us. But man, that is one delicious dessert. All right, let's get to that recipe right now. Okay, we've got one Betty Crocker Super Moist Cake Mix. Next, we're going to add 3 large eggs. Okay, the cake recipe calls for 1 cup of water, but I like to use a cup of whole milk. Now we're going to add a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. Okay, next, let's get our oven preheating to 350 degrees. So we're going to bake 350 and start preheating our oven. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to pre-grease our pans with vegetable oil non-stick cooking spray. Okay, now let's get our cake mix mixed up. Okay, we've had this mixing for about 1.5 minutes. I'll cut it off, and I'm going to use my spatula here to make sure that all this mix got mixed up, and then we're going to mix it again for about another 30 seconds just to ensure we got all the cake mix mixed up. All right, let's get this into our pre-greased pie pans and get it into the oven. I'm going to get about 1/2 in each pan here. Half the mixture, that is. Now that we've got our cakes mixed in the pan, equal amounts, our oven has heated up to 350 degrees, and we're going to put this in the oven and bake it for about 20-23 minutes. All right, the cake pans have been in the oven at 350 degrees for about 18-20 minutes. Just stuck a fork in them, and it came out clean, so we're going to get those out right now. This turned out really well. They look really nice. Now we're going to move them from the pan, and I'm going to put them on a couple of paper pie plates. or paper plates to let them cool down, because if you leave them in this pan, they're going to just continue to cook. We don't want them to overcook too much. Okay, I just got a paper plate here. We're going to take this cake out of the pan and put it in there while it cools. And that is our timer for our cake going off. We've already taken it out, so we're good. All right, now we're going to mix up some heavy whipping cream. And what I've put this in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes just to chill it down. I've also put my bowl and mixing part there in the refrigerator to get it chilled down. You want to get it as cold as you can. Put it in the freezer would probably work even better to get this whipping cream mixed up. Okay, let's add this heavy whipping cream and get her whipped up. Okay, we're going to beat this until it starts thickening up. Not quite the consistency of butter, but I'm going to whip it until it gets reasonably thick, and then we're going to add in 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar and mix it a little more. Okay, our whipping cream is starting to thicken up a little bit. This too much. What we want to do now is add the 3/4 cup of powdered sugar and blend it in just a little more. Okay, let's get that mixed up just a little more. Beat it too much because it's going to keep getting thicker and thicker. We've mixed in the powdered sugar for about 30 seconds to a minute, and now we're going to stir it in, make sure we get it all mixed in pretty well. I've had my my cake in the refrigerator for a few minutes just to get it chilled down so it could cool on down. And now we're going to put it into our pot. A little bit of discussion there. We weren't quite sure where Mom broke the cake up into the pot, and as she was making it, we're not quite sure if she just put it in there whole and then mixed it up as she was putting it together, or she broke it up. But we're going to break it up a little bit and put it in the pot. You just can't mess this cake up. Okay, next we've got a 10-ounce jar of maraschino cherries with no stems that I've been had in the refrigerator for probably about 30 minutes, just chilling down. We're going to open it up and pour about half the juice and put about half the cherries on top of this first layer of cake mix. Okay, I made a little bit of a mess with that cherry juice. We got it cleaned up. Now let's get a few of these cherries in here. about half the jar. Now we're going to add about half of our whipping cream that we whipped up. While I've been mixing this cake up and everything, I kept it in the fridge to keep it chilled down. So let's add about half of that in there. That's going to look delicious there. I'm sure it's going to be just like Mom made it. Take our other cake layer that we've had in the fridge chilling down and break it up and put it on top of this. Okay, now let's add the rest of this cherry juice. Try to get it on all the cake here so I can soak it up. It's the first time I've made this. I haven't really had it since my mom made it last. She passed away several years ago, so I'm fixing it for my family tonight. And thank my wife for talking with her and writing down the recipe, because if she hadn't wrote the recipe down, I don't know if we'd have had the recipe, because it's hard enough to remember how she made it. Like I say, I'm not quite sure why she called it a pot cake, because she just didn't want to take the time and make a whole cake and ice it in a pan, but she did this and it really turned out delicious and moist. All right, let's add the rest of our whipping cream. Okay, the next thing we're going to add is about 10 ounces of chopped walnuts. You can add more or less ever well you like walnuts. I'm probably going to put about 3/4 of the bag in there and mix it up and see what we got. Sort of just try to get some of that walnuts mixed in with it. Okay, Mom put the whole bag in there, so I'm going to add the whole bag. All right, we just got it all mixed up together, and it's Mom's pot cake. And there it is in a pot. We're gonna put it in the refrigerator. Keep it chilled down. I've already tasted it, and man, it's just like she made it. It's so good, and a simple recipe to make. It's something my mom used to make, and usually made it at Christmas time, and we really enjoyed it. It was a really great recipe. All right, thanks for watching Epic Outdoor Sportsman's Kids to Cook. Hope to see you next time for another great recipe.